You ever feel kind of lost, like you're at a huge fork in the road and have no idea which way to go? Well, today we're going to talk about the powerful tool you've already got inside you to navigate those exact moments. We're talking about your personal values. No, really, think about it for a sec. When you're at one of those big life crossroads, career, relationships, the whole deal, what is actually steering the ship? Is it just a gut feeling, a spreadsheet of pros and cons, or is there something deeper going on? Something maybe you're not even consciously thinking about? Yeah, that deeper force? That's what we're talking about when we say values. And look, these aren't just some fluffy, vague ideas. They are real, essential forces inside you that act like your own personal compass. It's like the magnetic north for your identity, always, and I mean always, often without you even realizing it, pulling your choices in a certain direction. All right, so first up, let's explore how this internal compass of yours actually works. See, your values are these super deeply ingrained beliefs. They create the entire framework for your life. They influence how you see everything and what you decide is important, even when you're on autopilot. Okay, but where did this compass even come from? I mean, are we born with it? Well, not quite. So next, we're going to dig into the origins of this personal blueprint of yours. So think of your values like this incredible, complex mosaic. They're pieced together from all sorts of places. Your upbringing, your culture, that's the foundation, right? Your friends and community, they add all the vibrant colors. And then, bam, a major life event happens, good or bad, and it can totally redraw a whole section of the picture. It's not static. It's this living, breathing thing. And here's the really important part. You don't just go shopping for values. It's not like you walk down an aisle and pick honesty off the shelf. Nope. Most of our core values are just absorbed. We soak them up from our experiences, from watching people over the years, until they become this fundamental part of who we are. Okay, now for the really practical part of all this. This is where we make the subconscious conscious. We're going to go through a simple but super powerful test to help you figure out what your true core values are and how to tell them apart from just, things you kind of like. So let's just get right to it. How do you actually know what your true values are? I mean, it's easy to say you value health, right? But maybe your late night pizza habit tells a slightly different story. So how do you cut through all that noise and find out what's genuinely, truly driving you? Well, lucky for us, the source material lays out this awesome three-part test. For something to be a real core value, it's got to meet three criteria. 1, you have to be willing to pay a price for it. 2, it acts like an internal rule that you just kind of follow naturally. And 3, that one value shows up in a ton of different actions. Let's break a couple of these down. Let's zoom in on that first one, because honestly, it's the most important. A true value is something you are willing to pay for. And we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about paying with your time, your comfort, your convenience. It's about being willing to choose the harder path specifically because it lines up with what you believe. That right there, that's the ultimate test. This is really the heart of it. A simple preference is something you'll do when it's easy, right? Oh, I'd like to be healthy, so sure, I'll grab a salad if it's right there. But a true value? That's when you get up early to pack a healthy lunch, even when you're super rushed, because your health is a non-negotiable priority. See the difference? One feels like who you are, the other just feels like an obligation, a chore. Okay, let's talk about the third criterion, which is another huge giveaway. A true value isn't a one-trick pony. It shows up everywhere. A single powerful core value will branch out and touch dozens of your day-to-day behaviors. It creates this consistent pattern in how you live your life. Let's take a big one, like the value of love. If that's a genuine core value for you, it's not going to show up in just one way. It'll pop up all over the place. It becomes a whole set of actions, right? You'll find yourself naturally making time for people. You'll actually listen when they talk. You'll be quicker to forgive. You see? One big value creates all these smaller, consistent actions. So what's the big deal? Why does any of this matter? Well, it's because when you get a handle on your true values, you can totally change the game on how you define success. And that, in turn, changes how you build a life that actually feels meaningful to you. And this quote just nails it. It's basically saying, stop looking out there for what everyone else says success is. More money, a fancier title. Instead, look inward. Real success becomes something deeply personal. It's that feeling you get when your life is an honest to goodness reflection of who you are deep down. Think about it like this. If your core value is family, then success isn't just about climbing the corporate ladder. Success is having the time and the energy to pour into those relationships. Or maybe you value peace. In that case, success might look like choosing to walk away from a pointless argument you totally could have won. Your values literally create your own personal scorecard for what it means to live a good life. So here's the bottom line. Your values, they're not just some nice ideas to have. They are the absolute cornerstone of your identity. They're what charts the course for your own unique path to a life that feels genuinely right for you. And really, isn't that the ultimate goal? When the things you do every single day actually line up with what you deeply believe, man, that's where you find it. That incredible feeling of being authentic, of having a purpose. That's the feeling of your internal compass pointing directly at true north. So, I'm going to leave you with the single most important question we've talked about today. Take a good, hard look at your life, at your choices, at the sacrifices you make, and ask yourself, what am I truly willing to pay for? Because the answer to that one question, that will tell you everything you need to know about your true internal compass.